Tav X, purity becoming one. Tav X, becoming one. This is a new year from Israel, Hebrew on the island too. This is going to be a quick video. This like almost a video with humor, a little humor in it, a little satire. Laughter is the best medicine. Uh, I have a lot of videos, and I'm serious in most of the videos, giving Torah Tanakh law lessons always. I'm going to give a Torah lesson, a little lesson, right after this video. This is going to be quick. My other one that's coming up, I'm going to try to do it right after this one. It's going to be, a little, we're going to do a little Bible, a little Tanakh reading, and I'm going to reference something. And I wrote a video today. I was going to do it today, but there's no time. And it took a long time writing it. It's a teaching video. It should be a good one. And I may make that one tomorrow or early next week or on the Sabbath, which should probably be on Tuesday. Beverly Batista, listen, it's just going to be me and you because I'm starting right now. I got a little Bible Tanakh reading, Psalm reading after this video. I'm going to do it quick. This is just a little satire, because your Koheleth likes to be funny sometimes. I don't, I just associated a video clip with something. So I just want to share that. So we're going to start right now. We ain't waiting for nobody. And as soon as I'm done with this one, we'll try to get this one done very quick. And we're going to do a Bible reading together. And I'm going to associate it with a person that you know. And hopefully you guys too can join me. I would appreciate it. Again, Tav X, purity becoming one. Tav X, purity becoming one. We ain't waiting for anybody. We ain't waiting for anybody. Listen, I was watching this video clip. I was watching this video. Remember, I got to do it by phone. And, bear with me because, I saw this first part of this, they're giving it's a commentary video. And when I saw that, it made a little blood bubble somewhat. And I was like, I'll make some type of video about them. But then on that same video, a lady came out and she said something. And it reminded me of the title of this video. So I said, I'm going to show it. But you know what, first, like I said, we ain't doing no Bible reading too much. I got a couple Bible verses once we get to the end, which will be short. I'm going to throw that out there to you guys and, preach to the choir. But when I saw this little clip first, my blood boiled a little bit. It didn't shock me because, I come from a little bit of that era, like the ending part of that era, because I was born in 1965. You know what I'm saying? I used to walk to the park with my brothers and neighbors and stuff like that. They had street signs, and I lived in New Jersey. They had street signs that said no Negroes allowed. Street signs, not the big ones, but little square ones, community watch signs. But these signs said no Negro allowed. It was the town next, over that was more predominantly Caucasian. So, I grew up seeing things like that, being chased, as little kids and crazy stuff and nigger and all that stuff. I grew up with that. So when I saw this clip, I was like, remember, oppression makes a wise man mad. So I said, I feel like making a video. But I kept watching this video. It was some African guy. He makes a response video or however you call those type of videos. And but then later some lady came on and it reminded me. I said, I won't do something real crazy against them or at them. I'm gonna do something like they live. So let me show you what sparked it. JD Israel in the house, Tav X. This is gonna be a quick video. Please, especially all you guys are on, you're soldiers for the Most High. I'm going to be doing a Bible reading video. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to try to get this done real quick. This is a little satire. And but it came about because I saw this clip and it got me, it made my blood boil a little bit because I remember, I'm not born in 1965. Yeah, I went to the parking of the town next to the town that I lived in, and no Negroes allowed street signs. So in the 70s. So when I saw that clip, I was like, Gentiles, still demons in 2026. But this was from the past, and I didn't see this one. And I was like, and I was going to make a video about something like that. But then when I kept watching the video, it showed different video clips of different things, and it showed some Caucasian lady speaking. And I said, I know how I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a video with the theme, they live. So look at the first video that made my blood boil because of the little girl in there, what she said, how she felt. So you already got the backdrop. Fair use, fair use. You put this out. Fair use. 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. So don't forget, I made making this video initially for what you're going to see right now, but it was going to be a more dagger one. But then when I kept watching that video, that same video that you're going to see right now, it had different scenes and stuff. Then I said, I'll make a little bit funnier one with less daggers. So check it out. Let's see how you feel about what they're saying, what happened to him and the little girl. All right, I'm going to hold it up. It's not going to be long. Let me see where it is. Listen, I'm going to just turn it, because it's on my phone. It's hard to swipe in and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just listen to it. And then once it gets to that part, I'm going to put it towards you so you can see it. Okay? Bear with me. I don't have high-tech stuff here.
I need you to understand that the Civil Rights Act was only passed 62 years ago. The average age of the House is 57. The average age of the Senate is 64. The average age of the Supreme Court, which just dismantled the Voting Rights Act, leading to these map redraws disenfranchising black voters across red states, is over 65. The president was damn near a grown man when the Civil Rights Act was passed. The same guy who took out an ad advocating for the death penalty for the Central Park Five. Half these people in power are older than the civil rights legislation in the U.S. And do you think everybody just changed their minds and got along after it was passed? No. Businesses in the South shut their doors rather than serve black Americans. Public spaces like city and county pools closed down rather than integrate. Public schools shut down rather than integrate. You had shootings on public beaches in places like Texas, mob beatings in places like Georgia, police beatings across the country. We've had lawsuits about desegregation all the way up into the early 2000s in places like Texas. In the wake of Katrina, you had white people just taking pot shots and shooting at and killing black Americans in the street just for being outside and calling them looters. You've got people being found hanging from trees in modern times. We've got the media calling one group of people rioters and another group of people doing the same thing, but maybe even more violent, peaceful protesters, or just going on a guided tour. It has always been about discrimination, subjugation, and opportunity for a specific group. And to the women who voted for this, do not be shocked when the voices calling for an end to the 19th Amendment, which are on your side, start to get louder. Do not be shocked if a court case comes down the pipe and this time it's aimed at you. Because again, it's liberty, representation, and opportunity for one group. Just look at their slogan. First of all, America has never been great for everyone. But Make America Great Again, the time frame they're talking about, it was only great for one group that looked like this. And we should be great. We should be the greatest country in the world for everyone here. But unless we get these people out of power and undo the damage they have done.
White man from the South says they saw black people as pets.
This is it.
As far as the colored people were concerned, I feel that they were a good bit happier than they are now. They had less in the way of material things. But I can remember back in their 20s, and I was a small boy, they were always singing at their work. They had a great sense of humor. Now today, they just don't seem to care much about that as they used to. And I think they've lost their sense somewhat, which I deplore.
Mr. Hasty, what did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet. Something, or rather someone, we had to take care of, because we had to do so much of their thinking for them. We had to do almost everything for them, except living their own lives, anything.
So the history of the United States is one of white supremacy. Started with slavery, continued on through even after the Civil War, where white people could kill black people with impunity. Thousands of black people lynched, often while law enforcement looked on or even participated. On through Jim Crow, which was sort of institutionalized, by law, segregation, especially in the Deep South. But all of that racism has also created a wealth gap between white people and black people. And in spite of a very short time period where, America.
$1 million app idea for 2
Hold
years,
on.
and the only thing stopping him was that he
Hold
wanted
on.
to build it. Okay, we got another caller.
Hold on.
It's so
Okay,
bad.
listen.
Or
Let
it's
me.
so sad that-
That was the old Caucasian man. I want you to hear. They called us pets, just smarter pets. And Batista, you talk. You said it's like opening a wound over and over. Listen, we're not opening a wound. I know you're not saying. I'm just saying they've never closed a wound by restitution. Sorry, don't do it again. They've been doing it ever since. And the moderator, he's an African guy. I want to get to the kid part. Let's see if I can pass by him. I just want to hear the kids talk. And this is what sparked my thing. But I also wanted you to see, the pet. That's okay. Here we go. Moving the thing back is a little hard. Okay. Okay, just listen to it. Then the kids are going to come out, and then we'll stop it.
The economy is improving and the economy is good, benefits all people. And it's really important to remember that. It's really important to not fall into this trap of white resentment. And it's really important to realize the history of this country.
What do you think of black people?
I don't like them.
Why?
I really don't. Because I just think that they're always looking out to make trouble. And these white people start saying, "Get out of here, niggas. Get out of my neighborhood. Don't come to this neighborhood." Then they start hitting on her, throwing rocks and everything else. Throwing rocks. Because we were in their neighborhood. We went on a bike hike to McDonald's. We didn't mean to bother anybody. We had a nice parade down there. Gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. No, sure was she had hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face. They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? We didn't, every time the white people come down, but we don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them. We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out. Yeah, everybody was so we're nothing, you know, they were a piece of dirt, dogs. I mean, that's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. Yeah. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person. Skin should have no bearing on how you treat a person. That's just wrong. I hate their goddamn gut. You don't hate me. I can't say that I hate them. I can't say that it's totally the kids' fault. I mean, I'm sure their parents had some bearing on the way they feel and everything else. I think it's just the system. I don't know.
How did this terrible thing happen?
So, that's what I wanted to show you. Hold on. Come on. Well,
If you have seen one rat in your house,
all right, hold on.
I want you to understand something before you do anything else.
Ah.
Do not
Okay, hold on. I made it for the little girl. Says I hate their guts. And I felt her pain. It's like the sign that I saw when I was walking with my brothers and sisters and the neighbors and stuff, and we went to the next town in the park. It was early 70s, and we're walking, and as we're walking on the streets, we're seeing doors open up like to the houses, and people are looking, opening the door, looking at us, and we're young. I was very young. I'm like maybe 6 years old or 7. I remember this till today. And they were like, get out of here, that. And then some people brought like dogs out, like, not out to the street with us, but out from their front porch and whatever. And then, while we're nervous and scared, we somebody in our little group say, hey, look at the sign over there. And we look, it says, no Negroes allowed. And we started running back home. It's crazy. So when I saw the little girl and that time frame, I'm like, yo, I remember things like that. I didn't have a lot of experience like that, but you don't need a lot of experience like that. It was crazy. So that's what reminded me of that. So I was going to make a dagger-like, and I have the abilities to make a dagger-like video against them. But when I kept watching this same video, I saw this. And then this reminded me of that movie. So give me a second. Let me scroll to it. Remember, we're in fair use. Tell you, this video is not going to be long. It was just a little girl, and she was she says, I hate their guts. and I understand why. Let me find the other clip of the lady. All right, she's at timestamp 2420. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Come on, stop. There are a lot of commercials.
The financial world is global.
Stop.
It never stops. Every day, billions of dollars.
Stop. Okay, hold on. Get in there. Oh, you know what? Let's just watch this girl, and it's going to then go into the clip that I want you to see. All right, hold on. Because, moving this little cursor is very hard. All right, just watch this lady, and then the other lady, Caucasian lady, she's the one that reminded me of They Live movie.
We felt completely welcome, delightful. Had a great meal, super fun time. My boyfriend and I accidentally wandered into a hookah lounge one day. We were just looking for a burger. It was kind of late. It was like 10 o'clock. And we were like, oh, that place is open. Let's go in there. We go in, the place is empty. We were like, oh gosh, are you guys closing soon? The bartender was like, oh no, like we don't get busy till like 11 or 12 at night. It's a black hookah lounge, completely black staff. They took care of us. We had a fucking great time. Great burger, great service, laughs, fun music. Never once did anybody give me a stink eye or a dirty look or make me feel like I didn't belong in those spaces. Never once was I concerned for my safety. But I was on the national tour of a children's show called The Olympic Spirit. And this show was about Jesse Owens being in the Olympics, who of course was a black athlete. So we had a black actor in the cast portraying Jesse Owens. And we toured the Deep South, baby. I'm talking about Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi. And it was a bus and truck tour. It wasn't fancy Broadway stuff. We played schools. So one night our van pulls into this local rest stop. It was like Pete's Chicken. And it had a gas station, which we needed gas. And Jamal and I walk into Pete's Chicken to get a little snack and to use the restroom because we were on the road. And when I tell you, every white face in that place whipped around and looked at us when we walked in together. Now, we weren't together. We were just two friends, colleagues. But he was black and I was white. And I felt the hairs stand up on the back of my neck. And I know he felt it too, because I looked over at him and I was like, this feels off. This feels weird. What's happening? And he goes, yep, let's go. I don't want to get lynched here. So we left. We just turned around, walked right out, got in our van and drove off because we felt unsafe in a white space. The only time in my life I have felt unsafe was in a white space because they identified me in proximity to a black man and they did not like it, and I felt it in my bones. That was a formative experience for me, and it's why I like to talk about Black history in these United States, because it's not ancient history. It is still very...
I don't mean to
This
say
is the lady.
Disrespectful. And
Listen.
maybe this is, some people are going to think this sounds dumb.
This is the lady.
I feel like there's a deeper reason why, people of color and specifically the Black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Just the things that happened during slavery alone, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about Black history and the ways that, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the Black community. And it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, I have this theory that, what if Black people have some type of superpower? What if they have, I don't know, if they're just born with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, like I said, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about that is linked to them being people of color, And I've seen some Black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties. But I don't know. I just feel like I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know. Okay, this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and I'm like, maybe if there's some Black creators that maybe they already made a video and I just didn't see it, I don't know, but I don't know, maybe it sounds dumb, or maybe this is
Why do some
Yo,
people
so
think they're
that's
drug
what,
drunk?
listen, stop it with your advertisement, you demon. Stop.
U.S.
So that's the part that I wanted to show you. The lady, the Caucasian lady says, like, it doesn't make sense why they're doing so much, going out of their way to make these people fail, to try to destroy them. In summary, you heard it. There's something special. Well, I'm here at Hebrew on the Island to tell you a little bit about the specialty of the Negro. Not that African guy sitting, like, he's moderated, not him. He's an African. He's a Hamite. But he's okay, but he's a Hamite. He's a Gentile. But I like what she said, because she said, the governments and, it got to be something. Well, guess what? The Arabs has made a Lego about black people in America, saying that we're the true chosen people of the scriptures. Our apex enemy knows that we are the true, the head ones. Most of the ones in there in the fake Israel are brainwashed. They're just part of the sheep. But the government and all those the higher ups, they know who we are. That's why they don't allow them to do DNA tests over there, because it would show that all them are European Russians and Polish and us, Ukrainian, and get out of here. You don't suffer none of the curses. And you don't even, everybody took our culture and made religions. Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, Judaism, all that's made from the culture of the Negro. The only ones who suffer the curse of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, been scattered all over the earth in slavery, and only fulfill the curses of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. So she, as a nobody or just a commoner, she says they got to be something special about them. Well, I'm going to tell you. In Deuteronomy chapter 7, the Most High says his people are above all the people on the earth. Exodus 19, he says, Israel, the true physical Israel, is his treasured possession, especially when we're keeping the laws. Amos 3, 1 and 2, he said, out of all the families of the earth, only Israel is my family. Joel chapter 2, verse 27, he said, I only dwell in the midst of Israel. Numbers 35, 34, he said, I only dwell amongst the children of Israel. Isaiah 45, he says, only God is with the Israelites. Shall I say more? Gather my saints together, those who made a covenant with me through sacrifice. That was Moses, the angels, and the Israelites at Mount Sinai, at Mount Horeb. Isaiah 140, he said, exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints. Israel, people he redeemed to himself. 1 Samuel chapter 7. It says, and what one nation, or 2 Samuel chapter, and what one nation is like Israel? And I can go on and on and on and on. That's the special thing for the Caucasian woman. It says they got to be, because they know who we are. A lot of people, do you think, with TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, YT, which is YouTube, you think that they haven't come across, I'm talking about the masses now, that people like myself, people like yourself, we're the Israelites. Not just saying it, proving it in the Tanakh. Negroes, yeah. Amos, what is that? Amos 9. It says, you are as the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel. It's given a description. The Israelites are Negro in color. They're not Caucasian, right? Or olive or anything like that. That's craziness. So they know who we are. But, some know more than others. But one thing it is, that's why my channel is not going viral or hasn't gone viral in years or whatever, is because they suppress the algorithms and they hide us because they don't want it out. You know, like Israel government people came to America. They had a meeting, a symposium, and they said the biggest threat to the nation of Israel over in that fake Middle East is the young black youth. Now, the girl on that video clip that I just showed you said, there gotta be something special about them that they hiding, that they go out of their way from back in the day to now to keep trying to downtrod them, suppress them, kill them, poison them, miseducate them, defraud them, trick them, destroy their economics, doing all of this. There's got to be a reason for that. And the majority of that's why they keep them occupied with TikToks, Instagram reels, and all this stuff like that, Netflix, and video games, and whatever else they do, so that they won't start asking questions or may stumble on a video like mine or yours, or hear a video that says the Negroes are the Israelites. They don't want that, so they give them a lot. They give them bread and circus, like the Romans did. Keep their mind off of one important thing. Why they keep bothering us? But the young girl, when she said that, reminded me of this, and we'll call this a quit, and then we'll go on to the next video. We'll call it quits. Hold on. I don't. He must know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, right. He must know what I'm doing. And say, listen, we gotta stop. We gotta stop this nigga. He's trying to be funny, and come on, Okay. Okay.
Elige el precio y al conductor para más seguridad. King Drive. Viaja seguro.
Okay.
A un precio justo.
Fair use. Come on.
Did Bob take you with the John and Mary Ellens last night?
I was shocked. She served blue corn tortillas. It's so dated.
So depressed. I don't know what to do. Hey, go for it, man. It's easy for you to say. You got the promotion. Look, it'll come, all right? Just don't worry about it.
The feeling is definitely there. It's a new morning in America. Fresh, vital. The old cynicism is gone. We have faith in our leaders. We're optimistic as to what becomes of it all. It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism. There are no limits. We must look to the strength of our nation, our ideals, a vision.
Excuse me.
Just survive.
You know, you look like the head fellow in the cheese did back in 1957. You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly. You see, I take these glasses off, she looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on, formaldehyde face. That's what we got.
That's enough out of you. You get out or I call the cops.
Call the cops? You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
He's a tall, Caucasian male. Doesn't appear armed. Wearing sunglasses.
I don't like this one bit. Not one bit. That's like pouring perfume on a pig.
All right, suppose we settle down. That's far enough. Where'd you get those glasses?
Tooth fairy.
I'll bet.
You got him. Get yourself shaven this morning.
You look as shitty to us as we do to you.
Impossible.
It would be easier if we don't have to splatter your brains. Just take it easy. Hey, you stumbled onto something here. Maybe we can all benefit from this slight misunderstanding. Now let's go someplace quiet so we can talk this over.
So you bastards die just like we do.
So anyway, I showed you that clip because it reminded me. Warning, heads up, we detected video in your stream belong to someone else. Okay, they said they got the video. Anyway, fair use. Somebody type in fair use in there. They sending me warning signs. I put that video clip in there because let me type fair use in here. And I said fair use. Fair use. So anyway, I put that, thank you. I put that video on because it reminded me of us. They look at us. You know, all of them are alien monsters, or you could say devils. And you know, we're surrounded by devils. That's why in my thumbnail, you got the Negroes lifting their glasses up. Because, like, how could a people be so wicked all the time? Alien devils. And we don't need glasses to see that they devils. Their actions show it. So that's why I showed that clip. Anyway, listen, let me cut this video off right now. I got another teaching video. Yep, Cabbage Patch. Listen, I got a Bible reading video right after this. Hopefully you guys can come on. This is New Year from Israel. Hebrew on the island too. Until next time. And hopefully you guys in a couple minutes, maybe about 5 minutes, I'll be coming on. I think you'll like the Bible reading.